Alleghany County Administrator Jon Lanford joins us today, and we had several budget questions to ask Mr. Lanford, and we appreciate his time. Jon, a proposal for this next fiscal year in the county is for a new solid waste fee. Can you explain how that was developed?
Yes, sir. So during our budget process, we send out budget requests to all agencies, department, constitutional officers. Those are received, and at staff level, we work through those. In the initial compilation of those documents, we were approximately $2.5 million out of expenditure versus available revenue to support projects. So worked through a process this year, a little bit different than we've done in the past. At staff level, we worked with constitutional officers and department heads, brought them in, and had very candid conversations with those folks and good conversations with those folks, and they were able to assist us with reducing that gap, and did some work. We have a budget committee that's two of the members of the Board of Supervisors, Finance Director, and myself also met with some of the constitutional officers and departments that we were able to close that $2.5 million gap to about $360,000. And so in discussing the opportunity to generate additional revenue to support the additional need, we discussed a real estate tax increase and also the opportunity maybe to implement a fee for solid waste collection. On a penny of your real estate rate in Alleghany County, you generate approximately $98,800 and some change. So in order to close that $360,000 gap that we were facing, we were looking at almost a 4-cent real estate tax increase. We're in a reassessment year currently, and we did not want to make any adjustments, or we were cautious about making adjustments to the real estate rate in the reassessment year. So we considered and discussed implementing this $60 annual fee for the services you currently receive as far as curbside, recognizing there are certain sections and areas of the county that curbside is not available directly to the home if you live on a private road or on certain sections of road that our trucks are not able to handle because of topography, grade, turnaround opportunities, and ability to use a transfer station at no tipping fee or scale cost. One of probably 5 or less localities in Virginia that provide that service that way. So we considered the development of a fee. It's a service you receive, and this annual fee for $1.15 will a week. We hope will be well received. It'll show up on your real estate bill, much like your motor vehicle license fee. There'll be another line added, and the $60 will go as a fee to support that operation, and that'll generate enough revenue to close that gap.
Jon, there are 3 areas of the county's budget that pose a significant challenge every year, and one is a relatively new cost, the school resource officers. But could you briefly tell the county residents a little bit about each of these 3 that have a negative impact on the county's budget or are very difficult to control?
Sure. So, and you'll see it again this year. For the last several years, the growth in expenditures in 2 programs have required us to come back at the end of the fiscal year and appropriate additional dollars. And that is for the Comprehensive Services Act program for at-risk youth that's managed through the Department of Social Services. And then also we have not done a good job of maintaining the expenditure growth necessary to support the regional jail and the challenges that our regional jail has with overpopulation. Those 2 programs in the past several years, we've come back at the end of the year and had to appropriate additional dollars to support those operations. That money comes out of our fund balance.
And these are big dollars.
Big, significant dollars at the end of the fiscal year. Hundreds of thousands of dollars at the end of the fiscal year to support those.
And they're required.
Operations. They're mandated services. We're required to provide them. The third is, and we've discussed this is in some work sessions and some special call meetings earlier this year, is the implementation of school resource officers in our school facilities, and adding those 3 school resource officers, our sheriff's office and school board are working together with the county to add those officers for the coming year.
And could you briefly discuss, will be a change in the county's water rate?
So we have a proposed dollar increase for water and sewer, and quarter on the overage rates for both, and that's to support debt service that's come online this year for upgrades to a sanitary sewer pump station on Route 18 that services the southern area of the county just south of the city of Covington, and also a large sanitary sewer pumping station behind Malvo Mall that services the eastern section of the county that's publicly sewered just outside of the city. Both of those projects are complete, and debt service payments come online this year, and that revenue from the dollar increase will support the debt service payments for those projects.
Thanks for taking the time to speak with us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.